Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is L.O.S. Fishing Crew coming to you. Today is September the 15th, 2018, and it is about 4:45 Central Time. L.O.S. Crew is here today in Amory, Mississippi at McAlpine Lake. This is a lake when I was a young boy that I used to fish at. And it's always good to be able to bring your children back to where you came from and do a little fishing. So who'd have thought 20, 30 years later that there'd be an L.O.S. fishing crew and we'd be out here fishing. So this is a beautiful thing, and just stay tuned. We're gonna watch a little bit and catch some fish. You know, this here is it's a beautiful lake, serene, in a little small town, northeast Mississippi. You know, beautiful weather today. It's nice and cool out. You know, it's kind of great what the city has done here for this lake in the city of Amory. What they've done here with McAlpine Lake, they've turned it into a youth fishing lake. And I'll show you the sign a little later. But only youth can fish here. It's one pole per youth. And they have the fishing regulations up on how many fish that each youth can have. One unique thing about this, and I'm going to show you here in a second, that they made the fishing pier kid size. So that means a child can stand up and comfortably look over the side and do some fishing. As you see there in the green, that's our Shelby there. And we have Sky there in the orange. And both of them right now on the bench, so that's why they look a little higher. But what I'm gonna have happen is, I'm gonna have Sky over here step down and you can get a view of what I mean by child-sized fishing pier. Sky, could you please stand up, please, and get off the bench? I wanna show people what it looks like. Now, see, it only comes chest high. He's able to look over and see. It's like unlike the normal adult pier he'd be at. There you go. He just caught him a fish. Let's see what he got on there.
My second one today. My second one.
Right here, Shelby. He's putting his cricket on, and that's what we're fishing with. Sky, hold it. Take the towel off. Let's see what you got. Take the towel off. Let's see what you got. Okay. Hold it up for me by the string. Hold it up. Hold your pole up so we can see it from the line. Reel it up, son. Reel it up. Reel it, reel it, reel it. Keep reeling. Reel it. Okay, hold it up. Look at me. Look at me. There you go. You caught him a bluegill there. So how does it feel, Sky? It feel good?
This is my second bluegill today.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
You go ahead and put it down. So how many more do you plan on catching?
5.
Look here. How many more?
Like 2 more, or like how much I can catch.
Okay then.
Count of it.
Alrighty. So go ahead. We're throwing them back today because, you know, we're just visiting and getting a little fishing in while we're out here. So Shelby's back at it. Shelby, pull your pole in till you got plenty of line on it. There you are. Put the bail down. You know, Shelby is 6. You know, he's fishing with a spinning reel. We kind of brought him up at steps when we was doing our training for fishing. You know, we started out on our little Disney poles. And then we went from our Disney poles to the dock demons. And now from the dock demons, we went to spinning reels. And the spinning reel we have here is a micro spinning reel by Shakespeare. And we have trilene 10-pound braided test, but it's the fire line is what we're using. We're using the fire line. I heard a little huffing and puffing there. He kind of missed his fish that got his cricket off. So let's check on Mr. Sky over here. All right, Mr. Sky, you throwing it back?
Yeah.
All righty, here we go. Conservationists, we're returning the fish. Ooh, maybe shouldn't have threw it like that so hard, but next time I just have him to drop it. But definitely practice some conservation. You know, if you're not gonna keep the fish, please just immediately release the fish so they can go live, breed, so he can get big and we can catch it, but they've already breeded and left more for the environment and for the next person to come behind fishing. The L.O.S. fishing crew definitely believe in that. We keep only what we're gonna eat, and if we're not eating the fish that day, we definitely catch them and release them back. I think it's quite amazing here in Mississippi, especially Amory, Mississippi, you can get crickets for a little bit of nothing. You know, we got about 25 crickets, and I may have paid $1.25 for them at the bait shop. Where we're at there in Houston, it's only a few places you can get crickets, but mainly from the pet store. You know, Petco is where we go. 15 cents a cricket. I get 100 crickets. Calculate that. That's $15. So for crickets, and you know, around back down here in this part of town, here in Amory, Mississippi, you can get your 100 crickets for about $3.75, maybe $4, depending on the prices. But I talked to bait shop owners out there in Houston, and what they tell me is the weather in Houston is too hot to be able to keep large amounts of crickets around, so that's why you have a lot of bait shops don't carry them. You know, you might say, well, Petco got them. Well, yes, that's a very, very air-conditioned environment to where they can sustain and they'll last longer, whereas your average bait shop isn't as cooled and refrigerated to be able to keep crickets that long. So, all right, fans, you know, that's it for us for today. We're going to do a little more fishing, you know, here with the L.O.S. fishing crew. We're letting them fish. We go all over, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to take my fishermen back to the places where I fished as a young child with my grandmother, my uncles, my fathers. So this is very special for me today. Well, we're gonna sign out right here, and remember, keep it fun. Fishing is fun.